this post is going viral. And I'm here to speak on it because it is my truth. And it is D Rose's truth. And I'm just going to be real and 100. I ain't going to be long-winded. I'm not going to be long-winded with y'all. I'm just going to touch on a couple facts so that we're clear. And so that y'all understand that there's no lies being told over here. Okay? So, I went into the situation with Tyrese with an open mind. You know, I felt like he was really genuine initially about working with me, doing a project with me. If y'all don't know, no, this is D Rose, the singer. If y'all don't know, I've known Tyrese for years, like since I was a teenager. He's always been like a big brother to me. And that's real. He's always been like a big brother to me. We had a mishap, not really a mishap, but we had a kind of a back and forth in Miami at one point before even signing with him, where he kind of came off left to me in a club in Miami, like, you know, you ain't my little, I mean, you done got old and you ain't like my little sister no more. And I had to go to the big homies that know us and have them to check him, because I kind of felt disrespected, because he's always been like a brother to me. I've never looked at him in any other way, never been attracted to him in any other way. He was just my brother. So anyway, he approached me about working with me solo and doing a project with me solo. I'm like, okay, I'll give it a chance. He was very persistent about working with me, and I'm like, cool, let's just see where this goes. So we started working. I'm gonna shorten it down for you. We started working. I go out to LA, we start working. But I noticed that a lot of the mutual friends we have that are in the business, as far as writers, I'm talking about Grammy winning writers and producers, they didn't want to come around. I'm trying to figure out why. I'm reaching out to everybody like, hey, and I ain't going to say no names on here, but I'm reaching out like, hey, can you come through? You know, we're working on a project. This is what we have in mind. And nobody wanted to come and work with him. We love you, Crystal, but, you know, if you know him, then you know him. Then you know what I'm saying. Nobody wanted to come and work with him, obviously, because he has a reputation. So I said to him, listen, I got my own team at home, a writer and a producer. We can get this done. We can get this album done in 2 weeks. First red flag. He only brought the producer out. He did not bring D Rose out, which was the first red flag. Because I'm like, okay, well, maybe he feels like there's other writers that maybe can, you know, get the job done. But again, nobody was coming through to get the job done. I wasn't really trying to even write. I'm like, I'm lit. Look, I'm here to sing. Let's just do what we got to do. So the producer comes out, and I won't say his name. The producer comes out, and it's this weird vibe, like, you know, I ain't bringing him out. The other guy. Eventually, D Rose ended up having a meeting in LA. He ends up coming out anyway. Okay? Second red flag. He didn't want me and D Rose together at his house. Weird. Was also weird to his then girlfriend, who said, what's the problem? That's her husband. They're married. What's the problem? Long story short, D Rose came in. Okay, he cool now, he cool, whatever. He comes in, smashes. Okay, let's be clear. Came in, smashed, wrote some amazing records. that are still amazing to this day. He loved them. It was all good. We were working. But like I said, there was a weird vibe. Things were weird because, why you feel some type of way about my husband coming, whatever. Now, mind you, I've been with the same guy since I've known Reese. I've been with the same guy. So I didn't understand what his problem was, unless there was something underlying. I don't know. I didn't care because that ain't what I'm there for. I'm there to work. Okay? So we get that done. We go home. Okay? We basically get an album done in 2 weeks. He contacted me later and said, hey, I'm gonna be in Atlanta. This is when they were shooting the other movie. Come down. At the same time, I was shooting a documentary. We were shooting a documentary of my life and what I've been through so far in the business. Came down. He said, oh, bring D Rose. D Rose didn't even want to come. Because mind you, D Rose don't be in my business. See, that's what a lot of people get things twisted. Okay? D Rose don't be in my business. He doesn't care to be in my business. Unless somebody putting their hands on me or somebody disrespecting me, he don't get involved in my business. That's just not the type of guy he is. A lot of people have some messed up ideas of who he is and how he is. That's not at all how he is. He really didn't even want to be involved. But I'm like, nah, just come. You know what I'm saying? He said, nah, come on, man. I don't care. I don't care if a dog write the hits. We got to get the hits. You know what I'm saying? And you've been producing the hits. You've been producing the hits. That's just the bottom line. So he was shooting Fast and Furious. Okay. We were shooting the documentary at the same time, traveling up and down the road from Atlanta to North Carolina. In short, that's what we were doing. D Rose wrote the majority of the records that were being produced down in Atlanta. Okay, now at this point, we're talking about what we wanted to look like, what we wanted to sound like. This is when I started feeling a little weird, I gotta say it, a little dictatorship energy. Because when I came into it, the understanding was, this is how we're going to do it. We're going to work as a team. We're going to work as a team. Yes, I was married to him then when he said that. But we're going to work as a team. You know what I mean? I want to make your dreams come true. I want to know your vision. I want to know what you want. And this was the first time that I was actually getting a chance to do what I wanted to do, to sound how I wanted to sound. I'm talking about incredible records. With credit to the writers that did come through, because I asked them to come through. A couple new writers he introduced me to, which we became really great friends, really close friends. Not going to say no names. They know who they are. We became really close. Good energy. The only negative energy that was ever felt was from him. Everything that I'm speaking right now is the truth, so I'm not worried about anybody saying that I'm saying anything that's not true. It's all the truth. And it's all the truth. It's all the truth because not only is it the truth, but I got people to say it's the truth. There's people on my side. This was my solo record. This is before June's Diary. So, blood, sweat, and tears. We working on this album. We getting shit done. We getting things done. It's looking good. It's sounding good. We got great pictures. Started to feel a little weird energy about, well, this is the picture and this is the song and I'm like, oh, this ain't what we talked about. But I'm gonna be cool, because that's who I am. I'm not hard to work with. Cool. Let's just get it done, man. Let's just work. Mind you, during this time, he's taking my husband. They going to get their feet done. He's taking them with him, hanging out with him. And then I found out later, because my husband came to me and told me, he's trying to get me to holler at he trying to get me to holler at some women while I'm with him. And I'm like, dude, like, have you seen my wife? I'm good. But I go talk to her for you if you want to talk to her. So I'm like, wow, okay, that's supposed to be like my brother. Like, why would he do that? If anything, he should be checking my husband like, hey, you know, if it was something weird going on, you're supposed to be my brother. Then another red flag proceeds to pull me into the room and ask me, are y'all married in real life? Are y'all really married for real? Yes, we're really married for real. Y'all married on paper? Yeah, we're married on paper. Do you have a prenup? What? No, I don't have a prenup. What do I need a prenup for? Oh, he might try to ride your coattail. Ride my coattail. This is the man that brought me into the music business. This is the man that introduced me to the music business. This is the man that put his career on hold to help me get into the music business. Ride my coattail. If he was going to ride, he can ride all the damn way, if you ask me. Because he's been good to me. He's been good to me. He's been good to my family. He ain't never put his hands on me. He ain't never disrespected me. So if that was the case, and I let him know, if he wanted to ride, he can ride. He's here. He's doing the work. We're getting it done because of him. He's a big part of this, as well as some other people who were a part of it that I appreciate, that I did continue to make friends with and do business with and work with, because they were good people outside of him. Now, what he do in his personal life ain't none of my damn business. We're working together. We have business together. What you do on your off time with your girlfriend or not your girlfriend, it's not my business. I knew his girlfriend at the time. It wasn't my business to tell his girlfriend, oh, well, when you're out of town, he got somebody else here. That's not my business. But now you're in my personal business. The only way that you need to be worried about my personal business is if my personal business is affecting our business. My personal business ain't never affected our business. We did good music from morning to night. Every day. So all these red flags now are going off. And I'm like, this is weird. Like, this is weird. This feels weird. This is like, I don't know. Like, I ain't really feeling this. We really trying to make it work. We got a lot of people here. We got a lot of people in this house. We got a lot of people that's working. We got a lot of people that's saying they ain't getting their money. We got a lot of people that's saying they ain't getting paid for stuff that they doing. Again, I don't have nothing to do with that. But I'm the artist here. I'm the one in the middle. So people are coming to me and saying stuff. I can't give them an answer. I don't run his bank account. I don't know what he's doing or not doing. It's not my business. So now, during this time, he had interns working at the house. Okay, these are people who are trying to, maybe come into the music business, and he's giving them an opportunity to be around it, run errands, do things that he needs done, do things that I need done, whatever. I became very close to these, mostly young ladies. We became really cool. At one point, D-Rose had his group, Metal Rose, the other members came and actually visited the house. I think maybe a couple of days. They came down. Along with a couple executives, along with a couple other artists. We're playing the music. The vibe is good. The vibe is cool. I'm still in the back of my mind like, this is kind of weird, but I'm going along with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm the type of person, I don't give up. Let's just see it through. At the end of the process, we sit down at the table to talk about publishing, because that's what you do when you finish doing a project. Okay, we're going to sit down at the table and we're going to talk about who wrote what, who gets what percentage of what. And he was always very quick to say, I don't ever want credit for nothing I ain't do. I don't want credit for shit I didn't do. Cool. I love that. That's what I like to hear. I don't want nobody taking credit for something they didn't do. We sit down at the table along with some of my other friends at this point, because we're friends. We start writing down the numbers. And yeah, mess up now. Oh yeah. We write down the numbers, and D Rose had a very big chunk of the album, publishing wise. A very big chunk. Okay? We were working our ass off. I'm talking about, I ain't never drunk so many 5-hour energies in my life. Because we just wanted to get it done. We were working day in and day out. I'm telling this story because people need to know the truth, because a lot of people have misconceptions and a lot of people assume things. And I don't want people assuming. I want people to know the truth. So we sit down at that table. Publishing is there. He says to me, your husband can't write the whole album. What you mean? Well, your husband can't write the whole album. I thought you said you don't care if a dog write the hit. What are we talking about? All the songs are bangers. D Rose even got a major executive to come to the house that didn't want to come to the house because of Reese. Nah, I ain't trying to fool. D Rose talked to me and said, man, just come over and see what we doing, man. A big time executive. I ain't gonna say his name. Big time executive. Long time friend. So your husband can't write the whole album. And I'm like, okay, this is weird. What do you mean he can't write the whole album? These are all the songs we've been bobbing your head to. What's the problem? That was weird. So that was a red flag. Well, what if y'all fall out? What if something happened between y'all? Then we got to deal with this. I can't sign him. I can't have him. What does that matter? We working. Everybody in here working. If you want a bigger percentage, come in there and work. He was doing what he needed to do. He was getting it done. We were making it happen. He felt some type of way about it. And I knew it, and we all felt it. We all felt it at that table. Not just me. Don't get me wrong. Listen, I'm a very appreciative person. And coming into it, I was very grateful for what he was offering me. But as time went on, I started to feel like, I don't know, maybe this is not for the right reasons. I don't know. It didn't feel right. It didn't feel good. I'm not going to tell y'all every single thing. I'm going to save some because there's more. But just little things he would do and say in between, little comments he would make. It was like, that's weird. Don't do that. Don't say that. I don't know if it was the jealousy about the publishing. I don't know if he had an issue with D Rose because he sang his face off. We had an event there one night, and D Rose was in there singing and killing it, and the cameraman was there, and he had the camera in his face, and he disappears, and we see him go upstairs, and he tells him, take the camera off that hot singing ass nigga. What? What's the problem? Then he laughed it off like it was a joke, but he definitely was serious. We all felt it. We all looked at each other like, wow, that was weird. Okay, so let's close that chapter up. We finish up in Atlanta. Mind you, I have a state-of-the-art studio in Charlotte, North Carolina, where sometimes I would record records that he needed me to record or wanted me to record that came from other people just to save money. I mean, if I don't got to fly to LA to record, if I ain't got to come to Atlanta to record and I can record right there where I was living, it made sense. It made money sense. So he sends me a record and says, this is how many months later? 8 months later. Well, I got this record. Okay, we all had a record in mind for the first single. So I'm like, what we doing? What's going on? Like, what we doing? Well, I got this record. The record was very reminiscent to the record that we wanted to go for as the single that D wrote. He wrote the whole record by himself. This was one of many he wrote by himself. He wrote a bunch of them with a lot of other writers, but this was one of the many he wrote by himself. And everybody was in agreement that this record was the record we needed to go with. Well, I got this record. I think you need to do it. So he sends me the record. I'm like, this sounds just like such and such. Nah, but it's better. It's not, but okay. Hey, listen, I'm open to recording it. Just send me how we need to do this. Like, just send me the files, whatever. Nah, I need you to come to LA to record it. Why? I mean, I got a studio right here. I don't have to fly all the way to LA to record a song. Nah, I need you to fly to LA, because I got some things that we need to talk about. There's some stuff we want to go over. I don't want this to just be a recording trip. I want this to be we're going to talk about the video, the single. I'm going to have you meet with some executives because at this time his label was